Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Henry Blakes here with your Weather Extra WFB. I'm at the First Alert Desk. A lot's going on in the tropics, especially now that we have our first hurricane of the Atlantic season. We're going to take a look at what is now Hurricane Erin. Now, Erin quickly intensifying. A little bit of good news off the top is that I'm not expecting Erin to be any threat to the Gulf, let alone the East Coast. But nonetheless, notice the intensity and strengthening that has occurred over the past several hours. So let's zoom in a little tighter. You'll notice there's the center of circulation for Erin right now, and it is quickly pushing off toward the west. So Erin has been upgraded to a hurricane at this point. The National Hurricane Center and the storm hunters went out and did their observations. You'll notice max winds at 75 miles per hour. Erin starting to make more of a west-northwesterly turn and is racing to the west-northwest at 18 miles per hour. So that movement is a little bit of good news because that west-northwest turn will gradually become more northwesterly and then northerly. So for the moment, we've got some tropical storm watches or watches in effect. But for the time being, not expecting to be a direct hit for the eastern seaboard. But let's go ahead and push in motion, and you will notice that further intensification is expected with Erin. In fact, as we go into, let's say, Monday, possibly by Monday morning, there's the potential that Erin could be intensifying to a Category 4 storm, a Category 3 major hurricane possible as early as Sunday. But from the way things are looking right now, the trend, potentially good news for Bermuda because Erin should remain far away in between Bermuda and the eastern seaboard before making more of a northerly turn and then going easterly and mainly remaining over the open water. But as far as we're concerned here, we're not expecting any type of turbulence from that in the Gulf. The eastern seaboard could have a little bit of rough water, but other than that, it looks like things are going to be a little bit on the rough side over the open waters in the Atlantic. Now, in case you're wondering the strengths of the hurricanes, where here's the Saffir-Simpson scale. Hurricanes, storms are classified hurricanes once they reach 74 miles per hour max sustained wind at that center of circulation. Known as Category 2, anywhere from 96 to 110 miles per hour. Category 3, 111 to 129, and the latest forecast for which is now Hurricane Erin, 140 miles per hour potentially max wind. So that will put it at that Category 4 stage between 130 and 156 miles per hour. Now let's talk a little bit about our local weather here at home. We know it's summertime, but it is unseasonably hot. So with the threat of heat indices reaching 108 degrees for those of you who do not get any rain for today or get limited rain, our entire viewing area remains under the heat advisory at least until 7 o'clock this evening. Now, there is a little bit of good news because we got cloud cover and rain starting to pop up a little early. So that could keep many of us below that heat advisory criteria, which is what we want. But for the moment, for now, going with the mid-90s for our highs. On the other hand, with the rain coming down in parts of southeast Louisiana, many of us will likely stay in either in the upper 80s or at least only get in the lower 90s for today. Here's your radar and satellite, and you'll notice much of the activity is mainly along and south of I-10 and gradually pushing off towards the east. But zooming in a little bit tighter, we don't have very much going on in the EBR pair in Baton Rouge right now, but areas like St. George getting in on some rain, and you notice as we go down into Ascension Parish and get close to Convent, as well as Jeanerette in for Morgan City, and all the way to the east, we start to see those scattered showers and a few rumbles of thunder pop up as well. Starting to see some activity pop up in parts of Point Capee as well as West Baton Rouge Parish, and all of this rain going to push to the east. So a little bit of good news is that if you do get that rain, that should keep you at least below that heat advisory criteria. But the threats with these showers and storms are mainly going to be the potential for heavy downpours, which could lead to some localized flooding in some locations, especially low-lying areas, and maybe some brief gusty wind. But for the time being, a couple of strong storms possible, but not expecting any widespread severe weather. Also starting to see some storms pop up just to the south and west of Clinton. So for the time being, keeping those rain chances in play for the entire viewing area, including our viewers in Amite and Wilkinson County in Mississippi. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Be sure to watch 9 News at noon. Jeff Moore will have the latest on our local rain and storm chances, as well as the latest on which is now Hurricane Erin. And always remember that you can live stream our newscast by visiting WFB.com or by simply downloading our WFB app.